Steve, you have been watching these guys since their names were ultimately called, but for Gunnar Henderson, he's just continuing this lineage of Orioles who seem wise beyond their years, but they're babies.
It's really impressive to see what this kid is doing. Updating the 15-game stats now, first 15 games of your major league career. Gunnar's OPS, as you saw there, 953. Adley Rutschman, 805 now, was 422 after 15 games. Julio Rodriguez from the Mariners, 846 now, was 524 after 15 games. So it is remarkable what Gunnar is doing at age 21. The poise, the speed that even Brandon Hyde said he didn't know he was that fast, and the arm, and it's all come together for this kid, and he's getting big hits, it seems like every night now, and going the other way too in Washington and then last night here.
Well, and you mentioned last night, Steve, 2 outs in the ninth. Jimmy Garcia doesn't give up much, but a fastball he gave up to Gunnar Henderson that he happened to like a whole lot, giving the O's some life, as again, just really not phased. His first time in Toronto, and you'd think he's been here a lot.
It's such an all-fields approach. I mean, that's an 0-2 pitch, Mel. You can't be sitting on anything. You can't be looking for anything. He got 97 high and away, and he has such bat speed and such strength that he could hit it to left and hit it out. Most players would be happy to get a single, a flare oppo on an 0-2 pitch when it's 97, but that kid took it all the way out to left field. It was so impressive.
Well, and you noticed that 0-2 approach for Gunnar. Here's what he had to say about it before the game today.
Last year I got caught up trying to do too much. I got let it kind of build up a little bit and then just trying to do a little too much, and now this year I've just gone to the same approach, just to try to make myself a little bit calmer, take a deeper breath, and just let myself react to the ball.
We've heard that so often. It's just about taking a deeper breath, which sounds so simple, but again, really, all of these guys have come up and they don't get outside of themselves too often.
It's so impressive what he's doing. And I mean, when you start to think about the Orioles have had 2 #1 ranked prospects in the same year, both get to the major league team and both excelling with the major league team. It's so exciting to think Adley could be rookie of the year this year. Gunnar will still be a rookie next year, oh, by the way, thinking ahead. And he's got more on the way. Jordan Westburg went 5 for 5 last night, his 26 home runs. So this pipeline, the elite talent pipeline, is flowing big time towards Baltimore.
And that doesn't just include position players, that's who's on the mound as well. So let's go ahead and get a look at tonight's Sandy Springs Bank starting pitching matchup. Sandy Spring Bank, personalized banking for whatever life throws your way. Let's talk. Visit sandyspringbank.com/real today. And again, Kyle Bradish taking the mound. He has been quality as of late, although he's been trying to find an answer against the Blue Jays. And the bad news is Jose Barrios continues to find himself, and it gets a little better each time. But for Bradish, again, just some tough luck his last time out against the Red Sox, but ever since he made that slight wrist adjustment, man, you remember why he starts getting that prospect nod, and his name should be holding up there with some of the others.
Sure should. So exciting to have the young pitching of pitchers like Bradish and Kramer right now. A real nice assortment he's showing. That slider is really something. He's elevating the fastball, 95, mid-90s. Excellent strikeout rate on his slider. And as the stat they showed, 144 his last 4 starts, under 3 in 9 starts since he returned to the team active roster from the injured list in late July. The reset did him so much good. He turned around his season, and he's living up to the, he was like a top 15 prospect for the Orioles and one of the key players they got in the Dylan Bundy trade.
And I mean, that's what's really impressive about this. You don't want players to end up on the injured list, but we have had a string of rookie pitchers who have ended up there just long enough to reset themselves a year. The numbers are wild. Right.
And then the next step for him is this team and the American League East, because Bradish has struggled a little bit against the AL East. This is not unexpected for a young pitcher. The Blue Jays have gotten him a few times. So let's see today if he makes some adjustments. I mean, Toronto's red hot right now. We don't have to tell Birdland that. So we'll see how Bradish stacks up against them today.
It really is one of the biggest matchups to have in the American League East right now, as Toronto has been surging.